They can throw stones at the eagle, but it still flies above the storm. My dear chosen ones, hear me and hear me well. When you stand out from the crowd, you automatically become a target. Not because you've done anything wrong, but because your very existence threatens the smallness of those who feed on confusion. They can sense your elevation before you even spread your wings. They can feel the shift in your energy before you even realize what's happening. And so they plot, they scheme, they dig shallow traps hoping you'll stumble. But here's the truth. Their plotting only proves your power. Their resistance is the clearest signal that your blessing is already on the way. Think about it. If you weren't dangerous to their comfort zones, they wouldn't waste their breath. Nobody throws rocks at a fruitless tree. Nobody spends energy trying to block someone who isn't moving forward. The chaos you've been feeling lately, the unexpected conflict, the strange malfunctions in areas of your life that used to flow smoothly, it's not random. It's a coordinated effort to shake you, to make you doubt yourself, to get you so distracted that you look away from the opportunity charging down your path. Chosen ones, I know you've been asking yourself, why me? Why now? Why does it seem like everything goes haywire right when I finally start finding my rhythm? That's not paranoia talking, that's pressure, and pressure is a sign that your breakthrough is close. Just like coal only becomes a diamond under extreme force, your current storm is not breaking you, it's shaping you. Every strange misunderstanding, every delay that feels like a wall, every sudden shift in people's behavior is part of the noise meant to pull you off course. But what they don't realize is that you were built for this. You are not fragile. You are not ordinary. You are not here to play small. You are chosen, and chosen energy can't be copied, borrowed, or faked. They can mimic your words, steal your style, even echo your steps. But they will always fall short because what you carry isn't surface level, it's embedded in your wiring. That's why smiles sometimes hide knives in the energy of those around you. That's why your presence rearranges the atmosphere the moment you walk in. You don't need to announce yourself. Your vibration does it for you, and that vibration unsettles pretenders. So, let's be clear. They are not plotting to destroy you completely. They don't need to. All they need is a few seconds of your distraction. All they need is for you to turn your head long enough to miss the door swinging open in front of you. They will bait you with petty arguments, sudden emotional traps, last-minute crises designed to sap your focus. And if you take the bait, they win. Not because you're weak, but because you let go of the one thing they fear most, your clarity. But here's the idiom for today. They can try to trip you, but the train has already left the station. Your blessing is moving, unstoppable, gathering speed. Their panic cannot derail it. Their gossip cannot rewrite it. Their sabotage cannot cancel it. What's aligned for you is already locked in. The only variable left is whether you stay awake enough to grab it when it arrives. Chosen ones, remember this whenever the arrows fly. Resistance is not a curse. It's confirmation. The storm isn't proof that you're weak. It's proof that your future is too powerful to be ignored. So let them scramble, let them whisper, let them plot. Their noise only proves the weight of what's coming your way. And when the smoke clears, you'll still be standing, stronger, sharper, and ready to step into what's already yours. And chosen ones, before we push further, let me say this. Your presence here is no accident. Every view, every like, every comment from you is another strike against the noise that's trying to pull you off track. If you feel that pressure tightening around you lately, if you know deep down they're plotting to throw you off, but you can also sense that something too powerful to be stopped is heading your way, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and drop the number 77 in the comments. That number isn't random. It's the mark of alignment, a signal that you're part of a movement bigger than distractions. And if this message hits your core, you can also show support through super thanks. It helps us push this truth out to more chosen ones, fighting the same silent battles. Now let's dive into it step by step. And believe me, if you're truly chosen, you'll recognize every single sign I'm about to share. Because ordinary people don't experience this. Only chosen ones carry blessings so powerful that they shake the ground before they even arrive. Let's get started. Number 1. When you're marked for more, disruption always arrives first. When the heat rises, it means you're closer than they want you to be. They wouldn't sharpen their arrows if you weren't already in range. My dear chosen ones, let me tell you something that will sting your enemies harder than any comeback ever could. The louder they scheme, the clearer the signal that your momentum is undeniable. Think about it. Why do you suddenly feel like chaos is closing in right when you're finally finding your stride? Why do simple routines collapse? Friendships shift into betrayals, devices glitch, finances wobble, and unexpected accusations pop out of nowhere? None of this is random. It's a campaign, a strategy, a last-minute scramble by those who sense your rise before you even fully do. They are not wasting energy on those who are stuck in place. No, chosen ones are the only ones worth targeting because you are movement in human form. The moment your energy starts humming louder, they catch the vibration like a warning siren. While you're still second-guessing whether that strange tension in the air means anything, they've already begun their ambush. They sense the wave coming toward you, and they panic because waves don't ask permission. They crash. You might be asking yourself right now, why does it always get messiest right when things should be getting better? That's not your imagination, chosen ones. That's the blueprint of resistance. Before every door unlocks, confusion gets planted. Before the new stage lights up, sabotage tries to dim the room. They're not trying to erase you. They know they can't. Their only hope is to knock you off stride long enough to miss your timing. And that's why the pressure feels heavier than usual. Picture this. A coward hiding in the shadows doesn't make a move until the lights flick on. The very second momentum shifts in your favor, they crawl out with their petty distractions. Suddenly, the people you thought were allies show their other face. Smiles hide sabotage. Encouragement turns into quiet poison. Emotional messes erupt out of thin air, and triggers you thought you healed from start getting pressed. Why? Because your radiance exposes their illusions. By existing, you make their masks itch. Your silence feels like thunder. Your presence rearranges rooms without you even saying a word. That kind of power terrifies people who survive by pretending. And here's the part that should light a fire under you. They wouldn't bother plotting if you weren't on the edge of breakthrough. Nobody builds walls around empty land. Nobody sets traps where there's no treasure. The resistance you're facing is the clearest evidence that something colossal is assembling on your behalf. And because they know they can't halt the delivery, they pivot to the only plan they've got left: delay, distraction, derailment. But chosen ones, here's where their strategy backfires. What they call sabotage, you can flip into confirmation. Every time betrayal shows up, it's proof your energy field is expanding. Every time a fake ally reveals themselves, it's a filter clearing the path. Every time chaos tries to flood in, it's evidence that your steps are shaking structures too fragile to survive your rise. What they mean for noise, you can decode as signal. So when you feel the heat rising, when arguments flare for no reason, when fatigue creeps in out of nowhere, remind yourself, this isn't punishment, it's preparation. The storm doesn't come to bury you. It comes because the floodgates are about to burst open in your favor. They're terrified, not of what you've already done, but of what you're about to walk into. That's why the interference escalates now, not later. Chosen ones, remember this idiom. They can rattle the cage, but they can't stop the eagle from flying. You are that eagle. They see the altitude written in your wingspan, and it keeps them awake at night. Let them plot, let them scramble, let them disguise themselves in fake smiles. Their panic only proves your blessing is already too powerful to stop. And as long as you hold your focus, their arrows won't hit. They'll only fall as reminders of how unstoppable you truly are. Number 2. Chaos isn't random. It's engineered to hijack your focus. If the enemy can't break you, they'll try to distract you. My dear chosen ones, let this sink in. The chaos swirling around you isn't random. It's rehearsed. The sudden arguments, the pointless delays, the drama that comes out of nowhere, none of it just happens. It's engineered, carefully timed to pull your eyes off the path right when your momentum is building. If they can't destroy you directly, they'll scatter noise around you until your focus splinters. And you've felt it, haven't you? Those days where everything seemed to be in place, then out of the blue, disruptions come from all angles. Technology glitches when you need clarity the most. Friends shift into critics. Opportunities dangle and then vanish. Simple tasks suddenly feel like mazes. You think to yourself, why is this happening now? Here's why. Your focus is the battlefield. They don't need to stop you. They just need to delay you long enough for the door of opportunity to close before you walk through it. Chosen ones understand this truth. Attention is currency. Wherever you spend it, energy flows. They know they can't rewrite your blessing, but if they can drain your attention into petty arguments, false crises, or endless distractions, they've succeeded in making you miss the timing. Imagine a thief who doesn't steal your treasure, but simply keeps you arguing in the street until the vault locks itself again. That's the level of strategy they're playing with. But here's where they underestimate you. Focus is your superpower. You were not chosen to be tossed around by every spark of chaos. You were chosen because you carry the rare ability to stand firm while others scatter. So when engineered confusion shows up, flip the script. Instead of asking, why me? Ask, what are they afraid I'll see if I stay focused? Because the answer is always the same. They fear you'll catch your blessing in motion, and once you do, nothing can stop you. So, chosen ones, remember this. Distraction is the enemy's favorite disguise. Don't buy the costume. The noise isn't proof that you're off track. It's proof that you're directly on it. Hold your focus like your future depends on it, because it does. And when the chaos fails to hijack your clarity, you'll step into what they tried so hard to block. Number 3, your energy shakes rooms and unmasks pretenders. Light doesn't argue with darkness, it exposes it. Chosen ones, let's be real, your energy is not ordinary. The second you step into a room, something shifts. People may smile, but you feel it in their body language. Their tone changes, their eyes dart. The masks they've been wearing start to itch. Why? Because your vibration doesn't just enter quietly, it rearranges the atmosphere. You don't even need to speak loudly. Your presence is a statement all on its own. And here's what you must understand. That shift you notice in others isn't in your head. It's not paranoia. It's the raw power of being chosen. Pretenders cannot maintain their illusions in the face of authenticity. So when your aura hits them, the cracks in their facade show instantly. They can't fake support for long. Their compliments start dripping with hidden envy. Their jokes sting in ways they hope you won't notice. Their encouragement is laced with sabotage. And you, chosen one, pick up on every ounce of it, because your energy doesn't just shine, it exposes. You might wonder, why do I always sense hidden knives behind polite smiles? Why do I feel drained after conversations that look normal on the surface? It's because pretenders are scrambling to keep their shadows intact when your light arrives. They don't hate you for what you do. They fear you for what you reveal. Your silence alone can feel like thunder to them because it mirrors everything they've been faking. Here's the part that will sting your enemies. They cannot replicate what you carry. They can mimic your style, copy your ideas, even echo your words. But the heartbeat behind it isn't theirs. It's yours. That's why they come up short every time. That's why no matter how much they imitate, the results never match your authenticity. You're encrypted. You're not just another frequency. They can't decode you. So, chosen ones, stop second-guessing the tension in the air when you show up. Stop apologizing for the way your energy makes people uncomfortable. If they squirm, it's because their pretenses can't stand in your truth. And if their smiles hide knives, let them. Knives don't cut steel, they break against it. Remember this: your glow isn't up for debate, it's a fact. And that fact alone is enough to shake rooms and unmask pretenders every single time. Number 4. Pressure peaks just before the breakthrough hits. The closer you are to the finish line, the louder the distractions scream. Chosen ones, let's cut straight to it. If life feels like it's been piling on more weight than you thought you could carry, that's not coincidence, it's confirmation. Pressure always intensifies right before the ground breaks in your favor. Have you noticed how the closer you get to leveling up, the more setbacks try to swarm in at once? That's not bad luck, it's strategy. They're hoping the heat makes you tap out before you realize how close you actually are. Think of it like a dam. It doesn't leak quietly when the pressure is light. It only begins to crack when the water inside is raging, ready to burst through. That's what's happening in your life right now. The energy around you is building, the alignment is stacking, and the very people and systems threatened by your rise can feel the shake before you step into it. So what do? They flood you with chaos. Suddenly, you feel drained for no reason. Arguments flare up over the smallest things. Technology malfunctions at the exact second you need it most. Bills land out of nowhere. And you ask yourself, why is everything collapsing at once? My dear chosen ones, that's not collapse. That's resistance reacting to your breakthrough. The system around you is rattling, not because you're falling apart, but because you're about to break through. Here's the truth they don't want you to know. Pressure is not proof of weakness, it's proof of power. A rocket shakes the most violently seconds before liftoff. The ground trembles hardest seconds before an earthquake breaks open. And your life is showing the same signs right now. The intensity is not punishment, it's the countdown. Chosen ones, don't mistake the storm for the ending. It's the drum roll before the curtain rises. The panic you feel in the air? That's not yours. It's theirs. They know what's coming for you. They've seen the shift. They've felt the ripple in your vibration. That's why the interference has turned up to maximum volume. So, hold your position. Breathe through the pressure. It's not here to bury you. It's here to confirm that your blessing is too powerful to be stopped. Number 5. Protect your energy like it's the last currency you own. They can steal your time, copy your style, even echo your words. But if they drain your energy, they've already cashed out your future. My dear chosen ones, let's make this crystal clear. Energy is the real wealth. Forget the numbers in your bank account. Forget the trophies people flash to look important. None of that means a thing if your energy is drained. And that's exactly why they're plotting against you. They know they can't take your blessing. It's too powerful, already in motion, already tagged with your name. So what's their next move? To bleed you of the one resource you can't fake. Your focus, your drive, your fire. Chosen ones, pay attention to the patterns. Why does exhaustion hit you right after you start building momentum? Why do random arguments pop up the very moment you lock into clarity? Why do energy vampires show up with emergencies only on the days you're finally hitting stride? None of it is coincidence, it's strategy. They don't need to stop you. They only need to keep you tired, foggy, and too distracted to reach for what's already yours. Think of your energy like currency. Every conversation you entertain, every argument you step into, every endless scroll through chaos on your screen, that's you swiping your spiritual debit card. And the enemy's mission is to overdraft your account before your blessing hits. Because if they can drain you, they can delay you. If they can keep you busy, they can keep you broke in spirit, broke in focus, broke in clarity. But chosen ones, here's the truth they don't want you to realize. You hold the power to lock the vault. Not every phone call deserves an answer. Not every text needs a reply. Not every person knocking on your door is worthy of stepping into your atmosphere. Your energy is premium currency. Spend it only on what multiplies you. Remember this idiom: a candle that burns for everyone burns out for itself. Don't let them convince you that boundaries are selfish. Boundaries are survival. Protecting your energy isn't arrogance, it's strategy. Because your blessing is too powerful to waste on people who only come to siphon your spark. So hold your energy like treasure, chosen ones. Guard it, shield it, spend it wisely, because your energy is the vault that carries the very power they're desperate to drain. Number 6. Silence isn't emptiness. It's the furnace that builds giants. The enemy mistakes your silence for weakness, not knowing it's the workshop of your strength. Chosen ones, listen closely. Silence is not the void they want you to think it is. Silence is not abandonment. It's not evidence that you're forgotten or overlooked. Silence is construction. It's the furnace where giants are forged. And that's exactly why the enemy hates it when you retreat into stillness. Because in the quiet, you stop reacting. In the quiet, you sharpen your focus. In the quiet, you transform. Think about it. Why do you feel the heaviest attacks right when life slows down and you're finally left with your own thoughts? Why does the loneliness sting? Why does the phone stop ringing? Why do people drift away just when you needed their presence? Because the silence is building you, and they know it. The plots against you grow louder during these times, not quieter, because the enemy understands something many chosen ones forget. Nothing is more dangerous than a person who has mastered stillness. In silence, you hear the whispers of your intuition more clearly. In silence, you notice patterns others overlook. In silence, you begin to separate what's real from what's fake. Ordinary people run from silence because it feels like emptiness. But you, chosen one, are being trained to endure it because it's not emptiness for you, it's elevation. Diamonds don't form in chatter, they form under pressure. Warriors don't sharpen their blades in crowds, they do it in solitude. Giants are never built in noise, they are refined in fire that roars without sound. You may be asking yourself, why do I feel so alone if I'm truly chosen? The answer is this: you're not alone, you're reserved. You're being separated, filtered, stripped of the distractions and attachments that would weigh you down at the next level. Silence is a detox. It flushes out the unnecessary. It burns away the excess. It hardens your core until you can stand unshaken when the storm comes. So don't fear the quiet. Don't confuse stillness with stagnation. The silence surrounding you is evidence that something powerful is taking shape. The enemy thinks it's breaking you, but it's actually preparing you. And when the silence ends, chosen one, you won't just walk out. You'll rise out, unshakable, undeniable, unstoppable. Number 7, stand tall. No distraction can cancel what's already in motion. They can scream at the train, but they can't slow its speed. My dear chosen ones, understand this once and for all. What is already moving in your direction cannot be stopped by noise, gossip, or sabotage. Distractions may flash like neon lights, trying to steal your gaze, but the motion of your blessing is already locked in. It's not pending, it's not fragile, it's not waiting for their approval. It's en route. The only way they win is if you sit down in the middle of the tracks and forget that you were meant to ride it all the way forward. Think about it. Have you noticed how right when you commit to rising, petty chaos shows up louder? Random arguments, sudden doubts, devices failing, people testing your patience? None of this is coincidence. It's all bait. They don't have to destroy you. They only need you distracted enough to miss the open door when it swings right in front of you. But chosen ones don't fold like that. You weren't picked to trip over noise. You were built to stride through storms. You see, distractions are like smoke screens. They look thick, they feel overwhelming, but the moment you step through, you realize there was nothing solid there at all. The enemy of progress knows this, so they throw smoke in your path, hoping you'll panic and turn back. But here's the idiom: a barking dog never stops the parade, and you, chosen one, are the parade. Keep walking, keep moving, keep standing tall, and yes, they will whisper, yes, they will test you, yes, they will stir chaos in moments where calm is crucial. But what they cannot do is cancel the momentum you've already created. The blessing was written in motion before they even thought of resistance. You're not waiting on their permission slip. You're not chained by their timelines. You're moving on a track they cannot bend. So hold your head high. Don't shrink. Don't question your worth because of their noise. Their panic is just confirmation that you're too close for their comfort. Stand tall, chosen ones, because no distraction, no matter how loud, can cancel what's already set in motion. Your blessing is unstoppable, and so are you. Number 8. Access is a privilege, and most haven't earned the right to enter your atmosphere. Chosen ones, let this truth settle deep into your spirit. Access to you is a privilege, not a right, and most people have done nothing, absolutely nothing, to deserve being anywhere near your atmosphere. When you carry a blessing as powerful as yours, when you walk with an anointing that shakes rooms and exposes shadowed intentions, you cannot allow everyone to wander freely into your world. And trust me, they know this. That's why they plot. That's why they scramble. That's why they form alliances rooted in jealousy and insecurity, hoping you'll slip just enough to let them slide into your space. But chosen ones, your atmosphere is not a public playground. It's sacred territory, pressurized with destiny, vibrating at a frequency they cannot sustain. Your presence alone is elevation, and elevation will always separate those meant to rise from those who are allergic to growth. That's why they cling to you with fake kindness. That's why they mimic your moves. That's why they linger around you with hands full of empty intentions, because deep down, they know they're unqualified to breathe in your orbit. Your very energy is oxygen to them, but poison to their pretenses. They crave your light, but despise the mirror it forces in front of them. Chosen one, you need to hear this without flinching. Not everyone you care about is meant to come with you, and not everyone claiming love has the capacity to honor it. Some people only want proximity, not partnership. Some only want inspiration, not accountability. Some only want to siphon your fire, not stand in the heat that shaped it. And in their plotting to throw you off, in their desperate attempts to soften your boundaries or distract your focus, their intent slips through the cracks. They want the benefits of your blessing, but not the battle it took to earn it. They want the results of your discipline, but not the discipline itself. They want your wisdom, but not your wounds, your glow, but not the grind behind it. But chosen ones, hear this loud. Your blessing is too powerful to be cheapened by unworthy access. Your atmosphere is loaded with purpose, and not everyone can handle altitude. At higher levels, air gets thinner, not because the world is cruel, but because only the strong are built to breathe up there. You've noticed this already. The higher your spirit climbs, the more some people act out. The more you evolve, the more their insecurities scream. The more your blessing manifests, the more they scramble to find cracks in your armor. That's why they plot subtle sabotage. That's why they start unnecessary conflicts. That's why they twist your words or suddenly shift their tone. They are suffocating at your elevation, choking on your authenticity, overwhelmed by the purity of your purpose. And rather than growing with you, they'd rather drag you down to a level where their egos feel safe. But you're not going down, not this time. You've endured too many storms, shed too much weight, broken too many cycles to dim your altitude just to make someone else comfortable. You are chosen. Your atmosphere is a realm of clarity, not confusion. Your frequency is built for revelation, not manipulation. You are not obligated to carry anyone who keeps choosing the ground while you're built for the sky. The truth is harsh, but freeing. Many who want access to you aren't interested in helping you rise. They're terrified you'll rise without them. They fear the day you finally realize your power, your worth, your destiny, because on that day, their influence over you ends. They know that once you enforce your boundaries, their manipulation fails. Once you recognize your value, their subtle jabs lose their sting. Once you protect your spirit, their access card expires. And that's why they plot to throw you off, because they know the moment you fully step into your blessing, the gap between you and them will be unbridgeable. But chosen ones, you were never meant to stay within reach of people who refuse to rise. Your blessing is too powerful, too divine, too aligned to be shared recklessly. So stand firm, protect your throne, guard your atmosphere. Because you are not just stepping into a new season, you are stepping into sacred territory where only the worthy can breathe. Access is a privilege, and most haven't earned the right to enter your atmosphere. Number 9. Your unshakable grind is the earthquake that exposes their fragile foundations. Chosen ones, listen closely, because what I'm about to tell you is going to hit the deepest part of your spirit. You've been wondering why people around you start trembling, panicking, or switching up the moment your life begins to stabilize, the moment your steps become consistent, the moment your grind stops wavering. It's because your consistency is not harmless, it's an earthquake. Your daily discipline, your refusal to fold, your steady rise even when you're running on fumes, these things shake the ground beneath the feet of those who built their entire identity on pretense, shortcuts, manipulation, and illusions. Your unshakable grind exposes everything they've been hiding. While they thrive in confusion, you thrive in clarity. While they wait for luck, you build through pressure. While they seek validation, you seek alignment. And that right there is why they're plotting, distracting, whispering, and hoping you fall off track, because your movement reveals the cracks in their foundation. Every time you choose discipline over doubt, every time you get back up when they expect you to stay down, every time you keep going after being hit with distractions they designed to break you, you send shockwaves through their false stability. They didn't expect you to rise, chosen one. They expected you to crumble. But instead, you became the tremor they can't sleep through. And this is where their fear intensifies. You see, people with fragile foundations cannot survive proximity to someone who is built on truth, purpose, and endurance. They can't handle watching someone who had every reason to quit keep pushing forward anyway. They can't handle the reality that despite the storms, setbacks, betrayals, and engineered chaos sent your way, your grind only grows stronger. Your consistency makes them confront the lies they tell themselves. The lie that you're no different from them. The lie that you don't deserve what's coming. The lie that you're not capable. But the more you rise, the more those lies collapse. And because they can't rebuild themselves with honesty, they try to undermine you instead. They dig for flaws, hoping to find something to weaponize. They throw subtle jabs, hoping to shake your confidence. They gossip, hoping others won't see your value. They create delays, hoping to interrupt your timing. But what they fail to understand is that a chosen one's grind isn't powered by ego, it's powered by destiny. And destiny doesn't take orders from insecurity. Chosen ones, your movement triggers them not because you're doing something wrong, but because you're doing the very thing they fear most, proving that discipline beats deception every single time. Your progress exposes the shortcuts they took. Your growth exposes the stagnation they're stuck in. Your glow exposes the hollow image they try so hard to project. You don't even have to call out their fakeness. Your grind does it for you. Your work ethic is the spotlight they can't hide from, the alarm they can't mute, the quake they can't brace for, and the harder you work, the louder the shaking becomes. But here's the part that cements your power. The earthquake you bring doesn't destroy you. It destroys what was never real around you. It clears the room. It reveals the truth. It shows you who's built from stone and who's built from sand. And chosen ones, understand this. The reason you often feel alone during your grind is because earthquakes don't allow weak structures to stand beside them. Your journey will shake off the pretenders, the leeches, the insecure, the fake supporters, the jealous watchers, and the silent saboteurs. Your rise is purification. Your movement is separation. Your consistency is elevation. They're plotting because they can't survive the clarity you walk in. They're panicking because your blessing is too powerful to be interrupted. Every step you take forward is another tremor beneath their lies. Every achievement, every victory, every small win you stack silently is another crack in the foundations of those who built their confidence on comparison instead of character. So keep grinding, chosen one. Keep shaking the ground. Let your consistency roar louder than their gossip. Let your perseverance expose every false foundation. Because the truth is simple, they're not afraid of your success. They're afraid of what your success reveals about them, and that right there is why they're plotting to throw you off. But your blessing is already too powerful, your grind is too explosive, and your spirit is too unbreakable. You are the earthquake chosen one, and they're the ones trembling. Number 10. Elevation demands extraction. If they fall away, it's because they can't breathe at your altitude. Chosen ones, hear me clearly. When you rise, you will not take everyone with you. Not because you are cold, not because you are selfish, but because elevation demands extraction. The higher you climb, the thinner the air becomes, and not everyone is built to breathe where you're going. You've been wondering why people you trusted suddenly went silent, why familiar faces grew distant, why connections that once felt solid now slip through your fingers like sand. It's not betrayal, it's spiritual altitude sickness. Your growth is exposing their limitations, and their departure is not a loss, it's a reveal. When you're chosen, you cannot remain surrounded by those who only survive at low levels of thinking, low levels of energy, low levels of purpose. Your blessing is too powerful, too rare, too high frequency for people who are addicted to the ground to understand. They're plotting to throw you off because your rise makes their stagnation undeniable. But chosen ones, what they don't realize is that your elevation was never meant to include their comfort. Your breakthrough carries an atmosphere not everyone can inhale without choking. So when they fall away, don't chase them, don't question yourself, and don't shrink your wings just to match their breathing capacity. The shift is divine, the separation is surgical, and the extraction is necessary for your ascension. Let me tell you something real. They were never plotting to destroy your destiny. They were plotting to keep you from outgrowing them. They felt the altitude changing the moment you stopped entertaining their drama. They felt the oxygen thinning the moment you no longer responded to their manipulations, their guilt trips, their disguised jealousy. They panicked when you stopped playing small. Because chosen ones, you were their ladder the whole time, and the moment you stopped kneeling, the moment you rose up, they realized they had no elevation of their own. People who can't breathe at your altitude will always try to drag you back down to theirs. They will create storms they hope will ground you. They will stir noise they hope will distract you. They will turn their insecurity into accusations, their fear into conflict, and their envy into sabotage. But what they fail to understand is that you are not climbing, you are ascending, and ascension is an internal transformation they can't replicate, no matter how closely they watch your steps. Chosen ones, listen. God, the universe, destiny, whatever name you speak, was never going to let you carry dead weight into your breakthrough. Some people depended on your old version to survive. Some people depended on your wounds to feel relevant. Some people depended on your uncertainty to keep you controllable. But elevation demands extraction, and extraction means removing what cannot evolve with you. You're not losing people. You're losing anchors disguised as companions. You're not becoming lonely. You're becoming refined. You're being prepared for an environment where only clarity, purpose, and authenticity can thrive. You see, eagles don't mourn when crows stop following them. They understand something chosen ones must learn. Crows can't breathe where eagles fly. And every chosen one has a moment where they must choose altitude over attachment. Your blessing, the one they're plotting to distract you from, the one that's too powerful to be stopped, it exists at a spiritual elevation that demands you travel light. The turbulence you felt wasn't punishment. It was God shaking loose what couldn't go with you. Every sudden ending, every unexpected distance, every broken bond was strategic. It wasn't sabotage, it was separation. Not to hurt you, but to protect the future version of you they're not worthy to stand beside. So chosen ones, stand tall. Do not cling to what's falling behind you. Do not resurrect what God has removed. Do not apologize for the altitude you were born to reach. They're gasping because your air is too clean. They're fading because your frequency is too high. They're falling away because your destiny is too elevated for the average spirit to survive beside you. Let them drop. Let them drift. Let them choke on the thin air of your rising. Because the higher you go, the clearer you'll see who was truly meant to be near your blessing, and who was simply blocking the path. Your elevation is not the threat, they just can't breathe where you're going. And chosen one, that is exactly why you must keep climbing. Number 11. The blessing isn't delayed, it's standing still, waiting for you to catch up to its frequency. My dear chosen ones, hear this with every ounce of your spirit. Your blessing is not late, lost, or lingering in uncertainty. It is not wandering the universe trying to find your address. It is not confused, misplaced, or paused because of someone else's sabotage. Your blessing is stationed, fixed, anchored in divine timing, standing at the exact frequency where your future self already exists. It's not delayed. It's waiting for you to rise into alignment, waiting for you to elevate your mind, your discipline, your vibration, your identity to the level where what you're asking for can actually live. You think you're waiting on God, the universe, destiny, but chosen ones, destiny has been waiting on you. And the moment you match the frequency, the moment you step into the strength you've been running from, the blessing will not walk toward you. It will collide with you. Chosen ones, understand this. You're not chasing anything. You're not behind schedule. You're not running out of time, like the world wants you to believe. When you are chosen, time bends around your purpose. Alignment reorders itself in your favor. What you're feeling right now, the tension, the pressure, the strange delays, the sudden stillness, is not stagnation. It's synchronization. The universe is tuning you like an instrument, sharpening your edges, elevating your awareness, burning away everything in you that cannot survive in the atmosphere of your next level. Because no matter how powerful a blessing is, if you're vibrating at a lower frequency, you won't see it, won't feel it, won't recognize it, and you won't be able to hold it. That's why certain doors didn't open when you begged for them. That's why people left when you still wanted them around. That's why opportunities slipped through your fingers, even though you were praying for breakthrough. The blessing wasn't gone. It was simply waiting for you to catch up to who you were meant to become. And chosen ones, let me be brutally honest, this world, the people around you, and the distractions that circle you like vultures are all designed to slow your rise. They want you tangled in chaos, so you never reach the altitude where your blessing is stationed. They want you drained emotionally, spiritually, mentally, physically, because a tired chosen one is a delayed chosen one. But hear me clearly, they cannot stop the blessing. They can only delay your alignment. They can throw confusion at you, but they can't rewrite what's been written for you. They can whisper doubt into your spirit, but they can't cancel the destiny already stamped under your name. They can push, plot, stir, sabotage, distract, and disguise themselves as friends while poisoning your focus. But your blessing remains untouched, unmoved, unshaken. Why? Because it was crafted for the version of you that they can't access. Think of your blessing like a locked vault sitting at a higher frequency. You can scream, cry, fight, and push all you want at the lower levels, but the vault responds only to alignment. It opens only when you become who you were always meant to be, not when you rush, not when you panic, not when you fear you're running out of time. It opens when you rise. It opens when you let go of what drains you. It opens when you cut ties with the people sabotaging your energy. It opens when you step into clarity instead of chaos. It opens when you stop shrinking yourself to fit rooms you've outgrown. The blessing is not waiting on your speed, it's waiting on your elevation. And chosen ones, this is the part your enemies fear. Once you hit that frequency, once you snap into alignment, once you become the person your blessing was designed for, there is no force on earth or beyond it that can block the collision. It will flood into your life so powerfully that every delay, every betrayal, every heartbreak, every night you cried will become clear. You'll realize it wasn't punishment, it was preparation. You'll see the blueprint behind every setback. You'll understand why certain people had to betray you, why certain things fell apart, why certain seasons felt silent. The silence wasn't rejection, it was recalibration. So stand tall, chosen ones. Stop questioning the timing. Stop doubting your path. Stop mistaking alignment for delay. Your blessing is already in motion, already spoken, already waiting at the frequency where your power is unstoppable. And once you rise into that version of yourself, the world will witness what happens when a chosen one finally aligns with what has been waiting all along. And chosen ones, now you see the pattern clearly. They can plot, they can whisper, they can throw distractions your way. But your blessing is already too powerful to be stopped. You've made it this far because you were never ordinary, and the motion carrying you forward is unstoppable. If this message lit that fire inside you, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and drop the number 77 in the comments to confirm you're standing tall. Share this with another chosen one who needs to hear it, because we rise together.